The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. What's up, Bulls fans? Welcome into another Ricky's Bulls reaction. And oh boy, was this a game? Was this a good game? I feel like I haven't done this in a while. I've had to warm up the pipes for a bit. I'm going to move the microphone a little bit away so I don't blow your ears out. Bulls win the 117-101, so you know what that means. Da Bulls! Feel like I haven't done that in a while. Let's do it one more time, just because it feels so good. Da Bulls! The Bulls get the win, like I said, 117-101 in Dallas. The Dallas Mavericks. This time we're playing them with Luka Doncic out there. Luka was out there. KP was out there. But let's be honest, the Mavericks had a lot of players not out there due to the, if I could speak English, the health and safety protocol. Maybe that played into things, but you know what? At the end of the day, a win's a win, and this Bulls team is now 5-8 on the season, heading into tomorrow's game about the Rockets. Let's talk about some things from this game because it was a juicy one, coming off of the loss on Friday to the Oklahoma City Thunder. This was a kind of fan base we were pissed after that loss to the Thunder. And you could tell after the game that players like Zach LaVine were pissed also. Zach, while answering questions after the OKC game, kind of seemed a little standoffish. Like you could tell it was really, really getting to him. And it was nice in this one that the Bulls yet again jumped out to a lead. And this was kind of like the same thing that happened in the OKC game. Hey, we are leading by 20 plus points. Let's see if we can now hold this lead. And luckily the Bulls were able to do that in this game, kind of showing almost an immediate flip. Like, okay, we faced adversity against the Thunder. We got punched in the mouth. Same thing happened in this game. Third quarter, the Mavs came out. They punched us right in the throat, right in the mouth. And this Bulls team kind of weathered the storm. It got down to, I think, the lowest deficit was about 8, and then the Bulls bolstered that back up. Great performances today by Lauri Markkanen, who had 29 points in the game. Our bench was phenomenal in this one. You had, let's see, I'm looking at the Mavs for a second. I'm like, Johnson, he's not on our team. You had Thad Young with 15. Otto Porter had 14. Garrett Temple off the bench with 21. This was a bench mob kind of a game. The bench came to play for us, and that's huge because this team, after Friday's loss, the big thing was, okay, this team is used to playing from behind. And the announcers, Stacy, AA, they said this a lot throughout the broadcast. But this is a team that if you look at it, most of our games, we're used to coming from behind. Look at the Clipper game. Look at the Laker game. These are better teams than us. We got to come from behind in order to beat them. And we almost beat them in both of those games. We're not a team that's used to, hey, we're up by 20. Let's see if we can hold this lead, because it's kind of two different scenarios where when you're playing from behind, when you're the dog in the race, it's very easy to pedal to the metal. I'm going to keep that adrenaline going, keep that speed up, that tempo up, because you're constantly fighting from behind. Once you're on top, it's very easy to kind of ease that foot off the pedal. All right, I could kind of take a break a little bit because we're up by 20. Can't do that in this league. Another thing that I wanted to keep track of, because Billy D mentioned this in his post-game interview following the Thunder game. He said there's 3 things you have to do in order to win games at this level. And I have them mapped out here on my little notepad. Number 1 was win the turnover battle. The Bulls very much better with turnovers in this game. Now, were there some stupid mistakes? Yes. Ill-advised passes, of course. But 13 turnovers compared to the 16 that the Mavs had, and I feel like the majority of ours came in that second half, mostly that third quarter. But yeah, we won the turnover battle, 13-16. That's exactly what you want to do. The rebounding was a push in this one. Didn't hurt us because 47-47 on both sides. But very early in the game, first half, we were leading the rebounding battle, which is exactly what you want to see. And then free throws, we demolished them. The Mavs only went to the line for 19 shots. They hit 11 of those shots, basically got 11 of 19 free points. The Bulls went to the line for 33 foul shots, and we got a little more than double the amount of points that the Mavericks got at the line. We got 24 made free throws. They had 11. So right there, you could take it and say, hey, we won this game because of how we were able to get to the free throw line and limit turnovers. Like, those were the big two. Rebounding, like I said, kind of a push, so it didn't play a big factor into this one. And, like, the other thing I look at is, yes, Luka had a triple-double. Yes, he had over 30 points. But you look at the rest of their team, like, yeah, Porzingis had 20 points, but Willie Cauley-Stein with 10. The other leading scorer, Johnson, with 10. Other than that, 4, 9, 5. We were able to say, hey, if KP and Luka are going to beat us, we can live with that. No one else is going to beat us. And it did help that, like Lauri Markkanen, Garrett Temple, Thad Young, Otto had hot performances off the, 3 off the bench. Lowry started, but they also had hot games as well, and that helped us into the victory. That kind of brings me to the other side, though, is we had these players with great performances. There were 2 guys in this one that didn't have great performances. One was Coby White. The other was Zach LaVine. In total, they totaled for 10 points. All of those points coming from Zach LaVine. He got 8 of those at the line. He only went 1 for 8 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3 after being a fucking flamethrower from beyond the arc in the previous few games. Leading into this one, Coby White also didn't have it working scoring the ball. He went 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Like I said, finished with 0 points in the game. And there was a tweet I saw after this game. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys. It's from Daniel Greenberg, and it says this. Billy Donovan said Thad Young spoke to the team after today's win. Donovan said that Young told Zach LaVine and Coby White that even though they struggled to score, they played the game the right way versus the Mavericks. And this kind of made me think back to a previous post-game interview with Billy D, where he mentioned sometimes it is not going to be your night. It just isn't. Everyone can't be on. Like, I know the Zach haters are going to be like, well, Ricky, you see, he only had 10 points and he went 1 of 8 from the field. Yeah, but he didn't let that affect him overall. Like, you look at it, Zach still finished with 10 assists. He kind of looked back and said, all right, it ain't my night scoring. Lowry's feeling it. Temple's feeling it. Otto's feeling it. Let me get the ball to these players. And I know Coby, he finished with 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Not exactly the same amount of assists that Zach did, but he had some nice defensive possessions, getting into passing lanes, making sure that the Mavs couldn't get easy transition buckets. So, like, there were things that both Zach and Coby did that affected the final line score, and that's what you need from a player. It's especially like a Coby White, I think of, and maybe a Zach LaVine too. Like, these guys are scorers. We think of them for what they can do in the stat sheet point-wise, and when they're not having it, we need them to contribute in other areas. They were able to do that today. They let the people with the hot hand score the rock. Bulls get out of here with a 16-point win. Like, this is exactly like, I was talking to Dave in the watch along today. I know Chainsaw and Sam were in there as well. So was Philly Sean. And the one thing I mentioned to Dave, and Dave kind of was like, yeah, you're right, is this is the flashes of what the Bulls could be. Like, the Bulls to me aren't a bad team. We just make boneheaded mistakes. We're a young team, not a bad team. There's a difference. We're young and dumb. We're not bad. And how that is we're going to make mistakes. This is a team that is going to have games like we had against the Thunder, where we basically just screw up. But yet again, how do you overcome that? What do you learn from that game? That's where a game like this comes in and is so important, because they learned from that game. They took the lessons that Billy taught them, because Billy didn't just tell us that after the game in his post game. He told the team that. So, like, the team took that, and 2 days later, Boom, same situation. All right, what are we going to do this time? And they fixed it. Like I said, won the turnover battle, won the battle at the foul line, push for rebounds. That is something that Billy D talked about. He's also talked about, like I said, what are you going to do if it's not your night? How are you still going to contribute to this game? Bulls were able to do that. This Bulls team, this is a game that I want everyone to kind of flag. Just flag it, because the next time we get a game, like we saw on Friday against the Thunder, where we're losing by double digits and everyone's panicking that, oh, we need to blow this team up and this team isn't good, I want you to come back to this game. I want you to come back to it. I want you to look at it. I want you to watch it again, because this is what the Bulls could be. Now, I do want to say the Mavs are missing a lot of players due to the health and safety protocol. Still, they still had a rotation of guys. They had, yes, yet again, like Tyrell Terry and Tyler Bay are rookies, but they still had guys out there. They still had Luka and KP out there who can win you games. It's just the Bulls were hot. The Bulls won what they needed to do. They limited the turnovers, and they got out of this one with a W. Now, the big question is, how is this team going to look tomorrow night? We've got the Rockets. I believe it's a game in Houston. I'm going to look that up real quick. It is not. It is in Chicago. Good thing I looked that up. So we got the Houston Rockets at home at the UC tomorrow, which is Monday, Martin Luther King Day. And this is a game. The reason why I say flag this game is tomorrow might not be a good game. Like, coming off a back-to-back where we have to travel from Dallas all the way to Chicago. Boogie should be back. Victor Oladipo is making his debut for the Houston Rockets. The only one not playing pretty much is John Wall, because I think he has a ankle injury that he's nursing. But the Rockets are going to have Christian Wood. They're going to have Boogie. They're going to have Oladipo for the first time since the James Harden trade. And I'm kind of going into this one going, all right, Vic is going to have a night. I just feel it. Vic is going to have a night. He's going to score 30-plus points. He's going to make himself known in Houston. And the Bulls may lose this one. That's what my expectations are, because if we come out and we play well and we win, I'm surprised. So that's the thing. I don't know how this game is going to go. That's just kind of how I feel. Yet again, Victor Oladipo playing with the Rockets for the first time. But that's my thoughts on the game. Let me know what you guys think, obviously. If you have any questions, love to answer them in the video. The last one I did had a little question about Lonzo Ball that I threw in there. So hit me up either on Twitter at Ricky Widmer, or hit me up in the comment section down below. Ask me any questions you have for this team. Love answering the questions that you guys have, because this is a conversation back and forth. I will be back tomorrow following the game. Hopefully we're Bulls yet again and we get the win. But hey, coming off a back-to-back, Rockets, Victor Oladipo making that debut. So let's temper the expectations just a little bit. Let me know what you guys think down below. I will see you guys tomorrow. And as always, have a good day, everybody.